Are you a doctor wondering how much leave you're entitled to as an employee of the NHS? In this video, I'm going to be sharing 10 leaves that you're allowed. Hiya, my name is Sisi and I'm a Ugandan medical doctor working in the UK. In this video, I'm coming to you live from Uganda. So I'm on holiday and it's so beautiful here, guys. So I'm on my annual leave and I thought I'd make a video sharing how many types of leave we're entitled to. And there are really many, but in this video, I'm going to only share 10. So there are two broad categories of leave. So the first one is annual leave and the other one is special leave. So annual leave is easier to understand that you're entitled to a certain number of annual leave for your level of job. So for a doctor who started working for the NHS, in the very beginning, for the first 5 years, you're entitled to 27 days in the entire year. The longer you work for the NHS, the more days you're entitled to. If you're a trainee, you might have to take these annual leaves in bits and depending on how many rotations you have in a year. So for instance, if you have 2 rotations in a year, then you could be asked to split only half of it in the first half, that's the first rotation, and half of it in the other one. And obviously, if you have more rotations, then you're going to have to do this even in smaller bits. The second broad category of leave is special leave. So in these ones, the very first one I want to talk about is emergency leave. If you have any emergency at all, you can ask for emergency leave. This usually, in my trust organization, they allow you for at least 1 day or less of an emergency. Something has come up and you just can't come to work, you can take emergency leave. The next type of leave is called compassionate leave. So this is a type of emergency leave as well, usually for compassionate reasons, the commonest of which would be bereavement. So for instance, you've lost someone and suddenly have to go home, then don't worry about anything, just go ahead and request for your leave. The next leave you're entitled to is adoption leave. So if you decide to adopt a child under the age of 18, it doesn't matter how old they are, but as long as they're under 18, you're entitled to 52 weeks of adoption leave. The next one is maternity leave. So maternity leave is given to you if you have a child, obviously, or if you're pregnant, you're eligible to take this from about 24 weeks of pregnancy and beyond. That's when you can get maternity leave, and it is also 52 weeks. The next leave is paternity leave. So paternity leave is to fathers, obviously. If you had a child, then it's about 2 weeks that you can take as soon as your partner has a baby. Another type of leave that I just found about recently after having my second child is what is called parental or carers leave. So this is a leave where you're allowed to take time off if for some reason maybe take care of your child, maybe they're not feeling well, or you're doing some investigations. So this is called parental leave or carers leave. So it depends on your trust, but in my trust we're allowed only 9 days of paid parental leave, and beyond that we then get what is called the unpaid leave that can be up to about 16 weeks or even more. Another type of leave is the antenatal care appointments. You do get special paid leave for antenatal care appointments. So if you're pregnant and you're working for the NHS, you don't have to take your antenatal appointments on days off. Just inform your employer, inform your supervisor, and then go for your appointments. The next leave is fertility treatment. So if you're having fertility treatment, maybe you're trying to have a child, then you are allowed to take time off to go and do this, and that's also a paid leave. So do check with your trust to make sure you find out exactly how much of it is paid and how much is unpaid. Another type of leave is called the leave for public duties. So this involves, for instance, if you've been called for jury duty, then you can take leave for that. Another leave you can also take is called the sabbatical. So if you want to take a time off from your work, then you take a sabbatical. You can also take a career break, and that's also a leave that's allowed. So you have to find out from your trust how much of this time is paid and how much is unpaid, because it's not the same for everyone across the board. The next thing I wanted to talk about finally is bank holidays. If you're doing an on-call shift and your free day is on a bank holiday, you can also have that day in lieu. So make sure that you make use of your bank holidays, guys. Also, if you're on maternity leave, make sure you add the bank holidays as well. So for me, guys, when I had my maternity leave, I also had my bank holidays that I did not know about, and this was 7 days. That can really make a big difference with a young child, because if you spread out the 7 working days, that's a week and a half almost. So make sure you find out how much leave you're entitled to. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you want to watch more content like this, then please do subscribe. And are you wondering if you even have enough money to go on annual leave? If you want to know how much money doctors in the UK can expect to earn, then watch this video where I explained everything.